Hey everybody, it's Dave, Camo Dave here. We're talking to Tony Purvis, who does the Carolina Tony channel. So how you doing, Tony?
Fantastic. How are you, Dave?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So you are in South Carolina. Tell us approximately where you are.
I am in a little town called Cheraw, South Carolina. That's C-H-E-R-A-W. Approximately 5,000 people in the city. It's an old textile town that all the textiles has moved away, and now it's a little bit of everything. Nice little town, low crime rate, very quiet. We are about 2 hours from Charlotte, about 2 hours from Myrtle Beach, about 2 hours from Columbia, South Carolina, and we're right in the middle of everything.
Okay, right smack in the middle of the Carolinas, right?
On kind of the edge of, we're about 18 miles from North Carolina.
Yeah, but if they merged the two Carolinas, you'd be right in the middle, right?
True.
All right, so you run a channel called it's your Carolina Tony, and tell us about the channel. What do you do?
Well, I make adventure and exploring videos, and as I tell people, not everything on my channel is for everybody, but there's something on my channel for everybody, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
My inspiration or my idea is the things that I put on my channel is things that most people never get the opportunity to see or explore, and I kind of do it for them.
Right. Now where do you focus? You focus mainly the Carolinas, but you've been known to go to Georgia occasionally and Virginia, right? You don't just stay in the Carolinas.
Wherever. Well, I'll tell you. I don't hide the fact that I'm 62 years old. That could possibly be an inspiration to some people, because just because you're 62 doesn't mean you have to sit on the front porch in a rocking chair. I own my own business, so it gives me the opportunity to travel, and for probably the last 30 years, especially since my kids have grown up and moved away, gives me the freedom to travel. And I do a lot of my traveling on a motorcycle. I know the last 20 years, it wasn't uncommon for me to hop on my bike and take a 3 or 4 day trip. And while I was doing that, a lot of times, because I like to explore, I would see things and think to myself, boy, I wish my wife was here so she could see this, or I wish my friends could see this. And probably about a year ago, I said, hey, why not put it on video?
Okay.
And I guess, I can't think how long back, but there were 2 girls that did a YouTube channel. Their name was Hannah and Kaylee, and they kind of did a comedy thing. And I've done comedy, golly, for the last 40 years. Different places, like at church or different functions. But my comedy talents wasn't something I could carry on a long way, so I kind of dabbled in it. But yet they were an inspiration for me to get started in YouTube. And if you look at some of my real old stuff from several years back, you'll see some of my attempts of comedy. But around about the first of the year, just from, I can't even tell you how I found them, but I came across the Jacob the Carpetbagger and Adam the Woo, and I just thought that was the best thing since sliced bread.
Right. Well, yeah. we know that especially Jacob the Carpetbagger, he's based there in western North Carolina, and he covers a lot of, back road stuff, roadside attractions, theme parks, goes to Dollywood a lot. How do you differ from him? I mean, what do you do that he doesn't do, or do you just kind of try to do what he does?
Well, I found that once I started looking at his stuff, a lot of the things that he has done and put on video, I've already done. I just never filmed it. you know, we all have our own different personalities, and we all look at things kind of differently. For instance, Adam the Woo, I know you've seen some of his videos where he's just like a big kid when he's looking at things, and, you know, and that's kind of, hey, that's what I do too. Like if I go somewhere there's an airplane, I'll climb in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Or roller coaster, I'll hop on it. And so, you know, my channels and the stuff that I do is very similar to them. I've done a lot of studying since I started my channel on how to make it successful. And I've gone to YouTubers that's more technical type stuff, and where they offer advice, and they talk about channels that are very long that, you know, if you can't hook your subscriber or viewer in the first few minutes, then they're going to click off. So, you know, I kind of decided that what I would do was try to make all my videos relatively short. Most all of them are, you know, around 5 to 8 minutes.
Right. Thank you for that. You know, I do see a lot of YouTubers that, you know, oh my goodness, it's 25 minutes. It's long as a TV show, you know. I think short is good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
well, you know, I was going to say, I have a few that are longer, but just when you know, when these places I've been that require longer, when I just have to figure, well, you know, I need to get it all in here. This stuff is just too good.
Yeah.
And but yeah, most of them are from 5 to 8 minutes.
Okay.
And I just try to give people enough interest to make them want to hang on, and perhaps maybe inspire them. Say like, you know, I've got to go check this place out.
Have you come upon anything you didn't really know? Has anything surprised you in your exploits around the Carolinas, the South? I mean, is there something that something you discovered that you didn't know before? I mean,
well, you know, since I've started this thing, there was a lot of places that I've been on my trips that, you know, that I've stopped and gone in, and sometimes my wife said, "You can go in there if you want. I'm gonna sit out here and read a book," and you know, and that's fine, but. I bought a book at a bookstore here a year or so ago that's called Weird Carolinas. And it is filled with strange and odd things, such as the video that I uploaded yesterday morning about the haunted mirror. You know, I've been by that place a million times, and I never knew it was there. I did something over in Spartanburg, which is about a 3-hour drive from me, and on the way to my daughter's house, I have rode by this thing, I bet you 1,000 times, and never realized that there were 2 pieces of the Berlin Wall in front of this industrial plant. And had it not been for that book, I wouldn't have known it. I thought, great place and a great idea for a video. So, you know, you go and you see this, but then you have to use your head to create something that's going to be of interest to people.
Do you know? It's the thing, like you drive around and you're watching the road, you're watching the traffic, you're paying attention to your dashboard in your car, and you pass something every day for years and you don't ever notice it, right? I mean, you know, all of a sudden now you're the passenger in the car and you're looking at the scenery and you're going, has that house been there? Has that thing been there? Has that been there? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, you know, you really just have to stop and look, right?
Yeah, and, you know, and I find out things about myself that I've really never looked at in the past, like, for instance, my creativity. My whole life I've been a creator of some type, from even when I was a little kid, going out in the woods and building forts. I played in a bluegrass band for several years.
Right.
You know, my creativity there, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, but the band members just got up and moved away to different parts of the country, and that was kind of the end of that. But, you know, all again, you know, creative. And then when the opportunity come along, or I got the idea to do the YouTube channel, you know, another place for me to create and try to put things in a different perspective, basically looking through my eyes.
Right. How many subscribers do you have now?
I think 276 as of this morning.
Okay, so
which is not bad for what, 7 months? I guess.
7 months, yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Wow. Which of your videos has been the most viewed? Have you had anything go quasi-viral or anything? Or, you know?
No, nothing even close to viral, but when my wife and I, we normally take a cruise every February.
Uh-huh.
And I did some videos on that, and that seemed to be the most watched.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess people want to know what a cruise is like, and a cruise from my eyes would be entirely different than a cruise from the view from your eyes or anybody else's.
Right, right. So your main job, you told me, you're an air conditioner heating guy, right? You do right.
44 years now.
How many years?
43 years.
43 years.
Right.
Do you plan on continuing to do that? Are you going to be retiring? What are your plans for that?
I couldn't afford to retire, but I do have, my business used to be a lot larger, and now it's just me, and I have one other person, and over the years I have got a lot of good customers, and they're able to keep the business going, you know, by using them. I've finally got to the point where I can pick and choose who I want my customers to be.
Right.
And so there's really not any need for me to retire completely. I just don't have to be around as much because I've got others to take care of the things that need to be taken care of.
Right, right. Oh, cool. So okay, so you mentioned Jacob the Carpetbagger. You mentioned Adam the Boo as being some of your inspiration. Have you ever, probably not Adam, but have you ever done anything with Jacob? Have you hung around with him at all?
No, never had the opportunity to meet him, and I don't. And I understand the man's as many subscribers that he has. He's really busy and going here and there. My wife and I have a weekend getaway that's out actually about an hour from him, and I have invited him and his wife to supper a few times. You know, by the way, I email, but it just never worked out. So. But hopefully one day I'll get the opportunity to meet him. He seems to be a real nice guy.
You were walking around his hometown there. I don't think it's a surprise. It's Waynesville. He mentions that. It's a little town south of Asheville, I guess, in western North Carolina. You did spend a day walking around just hoping maybe you'd stumble into him, because he does kind of walk around the town every now and then and do some live streams. But he was apparently on one of his many trips. Yeah, you could just do that, just hang around there when you know he's home,
Well, I don't, I guess you could probably view that as stalking, but it wasn't. I was actually up that way for that particular time. I don't remember if it was the weekend or during the week, but I was up there taking care of some things at my mountain house, and I went to Asheville to do some filming there, and had supper, and it's right there next to Waynesville, so I just kind of, actually, I'm sorry, I went to Cherokee, and Waynesville's kind of in the middle. And I shot through there, and I said, well, hey, I'm going to do what Jacob does. I'm just going to walk around and film walking down the streets, kind of like a parody. And, I didn't really expect to see him walking around.
You've hung around with Bama Mike, right? You've done some stuff with him. You were there that infamous day when his car got broken into at the Atlanta Aquarium,
Yeah.
So you've done some stuff with him, right?
We have. I'll tell you, actually, I met him he had did a video where he had a stabilizer for his camera, and I had bought one just like it, and I sent him a comment and asked him, what he thought about it, and he commented back, and one thing led to another. We wound up going to Andersonville, Georgia, to the Andersonville prison, and filming there, and we met and got along real well. We have a lot in common. Of course, he's young enough to be my son, but half the world is. But yeah, we met, and then we planned to go back to Atlanta and film again. And of course, when we got there, he parked in one garage and I parked in another. And while we were inside, that's when the dirty deed happened.
That's right. Somebody broke the window and stole a whole bunch of stuff, right? Computers, cameras, wallets, credit cards. Yeah. Right. Wow.
And my son lives in Atlanta, and I told him I just can't fathom how anybody can do that. But you know, it takes me 10 minutes to go from one side of town to the other, and it takes people to live there hours to get to work. I don't do.
So how many videos do you do? Like one a couple a week, or is it a couple a month?
No, I do. I started out doing 2 a week.
Okay.
You know, and these places that I go where they give you advice to have a successful channel, they tell you that you need to be consistent.
Yeah.
And so I figured that what I would do is I would put out 2 videos a week, and then I got the stupid idea, hey, why not put out one on Wednesday? And I would do a Wednesday short.
Right.
This is one where I just have 1, 2, or 3 minutes. But it wound up being a little on Wednesday, sometimes a little longer. But I have been, for the last several months, have been very steady at doing 3 a week. And especially since I found out that I can upload one and set a schedule for it to come up while I'm asleep.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't know that until a couple of weeks ago, and that was actually, Bama Mike told me, he said, hey, you can do this and not even be home. I said, wow. So I've done that, and it's worked out real well. And of course, my wife, I've done a couple live streams, like on a Friday or Saturday or something, and my wife, she said, you know, you started out with just 2 a week, and then you went to 3 a week, and now you're doing some more. What are you going to start doing this every day?
Daily vlogger.
And it's kind of funny. You know, her whole thing is her and my daughter give me a fit about it because they say, oh, Lord, everywhere we go now, Daddy has to bring a camera along.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
So my wife, where do you want to go this weekend? Or let's go to Williamsburg for our anniversary. That's fine, but you have an ulterior motive, don't you? And I said, Debbie, you know, it's not an ulterior motive, it's an opportunity.
Where do you see your channel going? And, you know, I mean, do you see it now that you're getting a little more subscribers, you're getting a little more noticed? Do you see any new directions for you? Are you going to be, you know, exploring other areas of the country? Or are you going to focus still on primarily the Southeast?
I'm going to go wherever the wind takes me.
You were mentioning maybe going up to D.C. pretty soon. Maybe we could get together.
I mentioned that to my wife. I told her that I had spoke with you about going up to D.C., and she said, I'm sure you will be. But I remember I had, you know, when I started my channel, I was trying to get advice from everywhere, and you know, other than Bama Mike, which I'm able to actually talk with him to get ideas off of other YouTubers, and of course talking with you, it's been real hard because there's just so much you can do in the comment section or text.
Yeah.
And I actually had commented to Adam DeWoo, and he said, you know, I try to do everything public, and I was asking him for advice, and he said, you know, do it because you love it.
Yeah.
That was simple. And of course, Jacob the Carpetbagger, you know, he said, well, you know, I'm the last person who should be giving advice. You know, somebody with 200,000 subscribers, I would think they'd be the ideal person. But you know, he admitted that he had said, you know, just do it. Don't worry about it. Just do it. And that's kind of what I do. I do it because I like it. I like exploring and shine. If I just do, you know, if I get 1 or 2 comments and they put out a comment that says, thank you for taking us there, we really enjoyed that, man, that's worth everything.
You see that in a lot of the YouTube starter people. They're doing it because they love it. You know, they're not making money. You can't monetize till at least you get 1,000 subs. I think that's the new rules. So, you know, you're doing it because you just enjoy doing it and the kick you get from it. And you see that in a lot of YouTubers, and then a lot of them start making the money, and then they start, you know, it's kind of like, okay, now what do I do? Now what do I do? I got to crank out another video today. I got to buy a admission ticket and at least go to a museum, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your advice on it? Are you looking someday to make this a monetary thing?
Oh, man, I'd be telling you a bald-faced lie if I said I wasn't. And I kid to my wife and daughter, this is my retirement, and I've got a few more years. you know, I get every now and then I get a text message from Bama Mike, and he says, "Hey, I just picked up 10 new subscribers," and I texted him back, and I said, "I'm glad for you, but you don't expect me to be dancing." I said, "Because I can't be jealous." But
well, the question is too. You can, do subscribers? Do they all watch what you do? A lot of people have a lot of subscribers, and they, they're lucky if they get 10% of them or 15% to watch the videos, right? I mean, I don't know.
Exactly, and I don't know if it was you or somebody that I saw yesterday was actually talking about that. In order to get a good amount of watched videos, you need a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
As I've often said, if you want 50 people to show up for your birthday party, you need to invite 500.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're very right. Yeah.
But, I mean, I do it because I like doing it. I like sharing with my friends, and hopefully I can show you or people something they've never seen before. And in my description, it says nothing is off the table.
Right,
I may be showing you a flower one day, and I may be showing you a stuffed cat the next. You just never know.
Have you ever had any problems with trolls or annoying people? Has anybody bothered you?
I did I went to, I want to call it Mayberry, Mount Airy, North Carolina, which I've been to bunches of times, but I never filmed there. And I went back here a few months ago, and I even did a few things that I had saw Adam DeWoo do while he was there, so kind of like a parody, I guess. And I filmed it and went a lot of places that he did, but I did put my own little spin on it. And somebody had I don't even know who it was. It left me a comment, and it was kind of an ugly comment. Now, my channel is 100% family friendly. You won't hear me dropping the F-bomb or anything like that because, my granddaughter, for instance, my granddaughter's 6 years old, and she said, "Papa, a girl at my school said that she was one of your followers." So, if I've got a 6-year-old following me, I couldn't, I wouldn't want to do that. But this guy, he had left a real nasty comment, and of course, I hid that comment so nobody could see it. So, but other than that, and then I had one other fella that made some kind of comment about something that I did, and it was kind of off color. And I said something to him about it, and he apologized and said he was just picking.
Yeah.
But no, I hadn't. And listen, not everybody's going to love me, but whether people believe it or not, I love everybody.
Okay, very good. Wow, that's really cool. So you're just kind of doing what you're doing and growing the channel. And what any other YouTubers you admire? I mean, other than Adam and Jacob, anybody else you're trying to base your channel on?
Well, there's some YouTubers that I'm just amazed. And, of course, I like Bama Mike. He's a good friend. And then some of the people I've met through him, for instance, Mark Jones, he has something entirely different, but the man amazes me. Again, he's very creative in a lot of different aspects. And, I like how he does. I love his voices. I don't do voices on my channel, but, like when I'm reading to my granddaughters, I use all kinds of voices. Like I do the Tar Baby, and I say, "Lord of mercy, child," and my granddaughters eat that up. But but I admire him, and then of course Tampa J. I like him. I like how smooth he is. But by watching his channel, I got turned on to a girl down in Miami called Super Enthused.
Oh, right. She was hanging out with Mark Fun Jones the other day, right?
Exactly, and her name is Jackie. And one of the things that just amazes me about her is how I stumble around and words and blah blah and stuff like that. It's just her oratory skills and her videos are just so smooth.
Wow.
And it's almost, I'm thinking, how do these people have these words that just roll out of their mouths? like she could be a news anchor or something.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just so
yeah,
smooth.
yeah.
And it's things like that that just amaze me. And you would be surprised at the stuff that winds up on the cutting room floor after I edit a video. I used to love to watch Duck Dynasty, and actually I've been to West Monroe just to go there. But Uncle Si, one of his things was okay. Everything he said,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And, like you, and I don't know, man.
I don't know, yeah, I don't say that as much. I'm like, anyway, or yeah.
But I have, like, everything I say, okay, here we go, okay, here we go. And I cut out all those okays.
Yeah.
And and I cut out all those. So maybe, in the final cut, it makes me sound a lot more intelligent, I guess.
All righty, Tony. Thank you very much for being here. Good luck growing your channel, and we'll put a link to the channel down in the description below. Take it easy.
Right. And as I end all of my videos, and that's something I've noticed from other creators, they all have some kind of little tagline.
Right.
But I end all my videos with, and y'all have a good day.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, Dave.